Yeah, I go here. I call it the dark room, where you're alone. You by yourself. Very few people want to be alone anymore. They want to be around noise and people, and you can't think. Be alone. Go to that dark space. In that dark space, shut life off for a little bit and figure out what the fuck you want to be. You don't know what you want to be because you haven't spent time, real time with yourself. Spend time with yourself. Trust me. And once you find that passion and that purpose, your goals, your purpose, everything will just start lining up.
Have you ever found yourself in the serene embrace of solitude, seated alone, surrounded by the hushed cadence of the wind's whisper and the echoes of your own thoughts as your sole companions? Solitude is more than just a state of being. It's an experience, a sanctuary where one can find solace within their innermost reflections, disconnected from the chaos of the outside world. For many, solitude remains a concept both intriguing and intimidating. In our bustling society, loneliness is often viewed with a broad brush of negativity, construed as a symbol of social rejection and an undesirable state to be avoided at all costs. The unceasing digital chatter of the modern age only intensifies this fear. We are constantly linked, in touch, and perpetually immersed in a network of friends, influencers, and trending topics. The notion of disconnecting, of being alone with nothing but our thoughts for company, seems alien and even frightening. This fear of being alone, this dread of solitude, is what we call monophobia, and it's more prevalent than you might think. But what if we've been looking at this all wrong? What if solitude isn't something to fear but something to embrace? What if being alone could be a source of strength, a catalyst for personal growth, a wellspring of creativity, and a path to inner peace? That's the journey we're about to embark on together. In this exploration of solitude, we will delve into the minds of some of the greatest thinkers humanity has ever known. Philosophers and psychologists viewed solitude not as a condition to be cured, but as a state to be celebrated. We will navigate the corridors of their thoughts, decipher the enigma of their wisdom, and strive to comprehend their perspectives on solitude. Now, let's delve into the thoughts of one of the most influential philosophers of the 19th century, Friedrich Nietzsche. Born in 1844, Nietzsche was a German philosopher who left an indelible imprint on Western philosophy with his radical ideas about morality, truth, and, most importantly, solitude. Nietzsche's philosophy was complex, filled with paradoxes and provocative assertions that challenged conventional thinking. At the heart of his philosophy was a critique of traditional values and a celebration of individuality, vitality, and creative self-affirmation. For Nietzsche, the individual's self-affirmation was the ultimate objective, and he believed that solitude was a key element in this journey. One significant aspect of Nietzsche's philosophy that speaks directly to our topic is his concept of the path to greatness. Nietzsche believed that to achieve greatness, an individual must have the courage to stand alone, to step away from the crowd and its herd morality. He viewed solitude as an essential condition for personal transformation and self-overcoming. Nietzsche believed that it was in solitude that one could confront the most profound questions of existence and muster the courage to become who one truly is. Consider this quote from Nietzsche: "The individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often and sometimes frightened, but no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself." Nietzsche is telling us that the journey to self-ownership, to greatness, often necessitates periods of solitude and loneliness. It's not an easy path, but, according to Nietzsche, the reward is the ultimate privilege of truly owning oneself. In another quote, Nietzsche states, "Loneliness is one thing, solitude another." This simple yet profound statement encapsulates Nietzsche's view of solitude as something distinct from loneliness. Loneliness, in Nietzsche's view, is a state of lack, a condition of missing others. Solitude, on the other hand, is a state of fullness, a condition of being with oneself. It is in this state of solitude that one can cultivate the strength and independence necessary for the path to greatness. Nietzsche's philosophical stance asserts that solitude ought not to be dreaded, but rather actively sought after. It serves as a crucible for self-transformation and a highway to greatness. So if you ever find yourself in isolation, do not wallow in despair. Rather, Embrace solitude, for it may well be the very path that leads you to the zenith of your true potential. Our exploration into the realm of solitude now carries us back to 19th century Denmark, where we encounter the profound thoughts of a philosopher often deemed the father of existentialism, none other than Søren Kierkegaard. Born in 1813, Kierkegaard's intellectual endeavors revolved around individual existence, subjectivity, and the personal odyssey of becoming one's authentic self. His philosophy, akin to Nietzsche's, places immense significance on the individual. However, it introduces a distinctive dimension to our discourse on solitude. Kierkegaard's philosophy is distinguished by its profound introspective voyage into the human condition. His writings convey a deep comprehension of the intricacies of individuality and the existential trials faced by each person. For Kierkegaard, the individual's journey towards authenticity and self-comprehension is paramount, and he was acutely aware of the indispensable role solitude plays in this expedition. Solitude, according to Kierkegaard, is an essential component in the process of self-discovery and self-comprehension. He maintained that it is within the realm of solitude that one can directly confront the existential anxieties and desolation that frequently accompany the expedition toward becoming one's true self. It is through this confrontation that one can summon the courage to chart their unique path and assume responsibility for their existence. Kierkegaard ardently opposed the notion of conforming to the crowd and famously stated that Christ was crucified because he refused to align himself with the crowd. He would not accept the crowd's assistance in any manner, and he adamantly shunned the establishment of any political parties. He chose to remain true to his mission, insisting that the truth relates to the individual and not the collective. In one of his most compelling declarations, Kierkegaard stated, "The more one isolates oneself, the closer one comes to oneself." This statement encapsulates the essence of solitude as a means to self-discovery. It suggests that isolation, rather than fostering loneliness, can forge a profound connection with one's inner self, facilitating self-understanding and authenticity. What we can glean from Kierkegaard's perspective on solitude is that it transcends mere aloneness. Solitude is an existential condition that not only allows us to be alone, but also serves as a sanctuary for self-exploration and self-understanding. It is a sacred space where we can confront our anxieties, grapple with existential despair, and ultimately unearth our most authentic selves. And now, we embark on a journey back in time to 19th century America, to the tranquil shores of Walden Pond. There, we encounter a man who not only contemplated solitude, but lived it to its fullest. Henry David Thoreau, born in 1817, was a multifaceted American philosopher, writer, and naturalist. His philosophy revolved around the principles of self-reliance, simplicity, and an unwavering respect for nature. Thoreau's approach was not confined to mere theories. He actively sought solitude, embraced it, and shared his experiences and reflections in his most renowned work, Walden. Walden stands as a testament to Thoreau's 2-year, 2-month, and 2-day experiment in deliberate living. He resided in a cabin he had meticulously crafted near Walden Pond, deliberately distancing himself from the cacophony of society. Immersed in solitude and simplicity, his objective was to live deep and suck out all the marrow of life. Thoreau's experience at Walden Pond was a vivid illustration of the transformative power of solitude. In his self-imposed isolation, he found a sacred space for reflection, observation, contemplation, and the creative act of writing. His journey underscores the profound value of solitude as a means to engage deeply with one's thoughts and the wonders of the natural world. Let's delve into some of Thoreau's poignant words from Walden. In one passage, he eloquently expresses his deep appreciation for solitude, suggesting that true companionship is often found not in the company of others, but in the serene embrace of solitude. In another quote, Thoreau encapsulates his motivation for seeking solitude at Walden Pond, emphasizing the aspiration to live deliberately, engage with life's essential truths, and learn from the natural world. Thoreau's experiment at Walden Pond underscores that solitude, far from being a state to be feared, is a wellspring of strength, clarity, and insight. It is a catalyst for self-exploration, a tool for self-transformation, and a gateway to a more authentic and intentional life. Now, our philosophical journey takes us to the mid-20th century, where we meet a man whose life and work embody resilience in the face of extreme adversity. Viktor Frankl, born in 1905, was an Austrian psychiatrist and a Holocaust survivor. He developed a therapeutic approach known as logotherapy, founded on the profound belief that human nature is driven by the quest for a life purpose. His seminal work, Man's Search for Meaning, serves as both a memoir and a testament to his therapeutic doctrine, illustrating his unwavering faith in the power of finding meaning in life, even in the darkest of circumstances. Solitude plays a significant role in the process of finding meaning, as we'll explore. According to Frankl, a sense of purpose is what gives life its true meaning. He proposed that we can discover this meaning in life in three distinct ways: by creating a work or performing a deed, by experiencing something or encountering someone, and by the attitude we adopt when facing unavoidable suffering. It is in this third path to meaning that solitude emerges as a critical factor. In the harrowing isolation of the concentration camps, Frankl found that solitude could serve as a catalyst for introspection and self-discovery. Despite the nightmarish conditions, he used his solitude to reflect on his life, to cherish memories, and even to mentally rehearse future conversations and reunions. These acts of mental defiance, carried out in solitude, helped him maintain a sense of purpose and hope. In Frankl's words, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms. To choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." This highlights his belief that even in the most desperate of solitude, individuals retain the power to choose their response, to discover meaning, and to preserve their dignity. Another powerful quote from Frankl asserts, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." This insight emphasizes the transformative potential of solitude. In moments of isolation, when external circumstances are beyond our control, we are prompted to look inward and reflect on our values, beliefs, and life purpose. Frankl's life and teachings remind us that even in our loneliest moments, we possess the power to shape our destiny, find purpose, and navigate life with courage and resilience. Solitude, even in its most painful forms, can be a crucible for self-transformation and a conduit for finding meaning.